Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Designer Secrets, Tips, Tricks, and Hacks, How to Decorate Like a Professional. My name is Lori and this is episode 15 and we're going to talk about how to make your house look expensive on a budget. I've got 6 hacks I'm going to show you and I've done them time and time again. And they always turn out amazing and transform that room, the space, and make it look outstanding. So let's take a look. Okay, so the first hack I want to talk about is adding some faux wainscoting to your walls. This is going to make a huge impact and it can be done super inexpensively and with a very few amount of tools and not too much expertise. Some of these patterns are a little more than others. The nice thing though is that Home Depot, Lowe's, any home improvement store generally, a lot of sites online like Wayfair have pre-made panels and they're a lot of time polyurethane, which is very lightweight, and you can just use some tack nails or some adhesive and put them on your wall, maybe below a chair rail, or create a chair rail in a room to add a little wow. You can get some simple lattice pieces like is shown on this dining room wall over here. And then the wall below it as well. Not sure what room that is. Looks like it's probably a dining room too, but you can be as creative as you want and come up with a pattern to add a little wow for very little cost. And again, on the right, some more lattice. You've got a little bit more of a shaker look with the flat profile chair rail and just some very simple vertical pieces of lattice applied to the wall and painted white or whatever color you want. So walls are hugely important in creating a more custom design look, and a lot of people don't think about that. They just pick a color, go with it, and are done. They don't add any wow factor as far as texture to the wall, which brings me to my next set of pictures. And we're going to talk about wallpaper, but this is not your grandmother's wallpaper that we've spent the last 2 decades removing. This is new, fresh, contemporary, bright, lovely styles that really add, again, some wow with a little bit of either pattern or texture or color or all of the above. And in the top left, you can see somebody put up some trim pieces and did some inset of a wallpaper, and they even have peel and stick wallpaper now, which I have used one time and it was slightly challenging, but I got it done and it did make a huge difference in a powder room for one of my customers. And the nice thing about that is that it is removable. So if you hate it in 2 years, you unpeel it and put up something new or paint it or do whatever you want because it doesn't damage the wall. The walls below on the bedroom and the kind of a foyer area. Sorry, I've had a cold, so my voice is going a little in and out. But anyhow, you can see how just something really subtle, it doesn't have to be in your face pattern. It can even have a little metallic sheen to it and add that little wow factor there behind the headboard wall and make it look much more custom. Because if you can visualize that room with just that wall painted beige, how much different and more boring that would look. And on the far right, don't forget the 5th wall, which people don't think about: ceilings. And again, if you do the peel and stick paper, that doesn't damage. It's really easy to remove and you don't have to prep the wall for any wallpaper that requires pasting. Again, it can be challenging. I'd suggest maybe don't start with the ceiling. Practice on some other areas first. But as you can see, these 2 rooms are absolutely beautiful with the papers that were selected to make an impact on these ceilings. My third tip is to make it sparkle, and this is really easy to do. Adding mirrors in the room not only brighten it up, because again, you can see that the top left photo, the mirror is across from some windows, so it really brightens up that dark stretch of wall. And it's got some metallic finish on it, it appears. The light fixture has some metallic, as does the fixture in the center here with some little bedazzling there, again adding sparkle, and it just looks rich and luxe and really stands out and makes it look much more impactful than something maybe that isn't quite as sparkly. On the bottom picture to the left, you'll see that a great idea too is to use mirrors leaned against the wall behind your bedside tables. So not only does that add a little impact, wow factor, because a lot of people don't do that and it's something unique and different, but when you do turn those lamps on at night, it's really going to illuminate the room and create a really pretty effect. So I highly recommend giving those things a try. And on the two right-hand pictures, a great way to really punch up some furniture is to add metallic paint. And maybe you have some old tired pieces, like that top right cabinet. I'm sure it's not an old tired piece, but maybe you have something similar that's really plain and it doesn't really do much for anybody. So maybe grab some gold paint, and they even make spray paint. You just have to read the instructions on how to apply it so it doesn't look streaky. And you can make a really luxe looking piece of furniture out of something that maybe you've been having lie around the house and not be exciting in your space, and now it can be super exciting. In the photo below, you can see even just adding some metallic accents really dresses up this cabinet and makes the details stand out much more than I'm sure before it did without all the paint colors. The fourth hack for creating some very rich, luxurious, high-end design is adding large-scale art. And I know people will maybe go to a store and see something huge and be like, no, my house isn't that big. I don't have space for it. But as you can see, these spaces aren't big, but what a huge impact these large scale pieces make. So instead of maybe buying a couple smaller pieces to add to a blank wall space that you would like to decorate, buy one really large piece, and maybe it's thrifted. Maybe you, as I've shown in other episodes, you get a canvas of something that you've already got and paint over top of it. As you can see, the oval with the dot in the bottom of it is some modern art that probably costs a lot of money, but I guarantee you could paint that. So maybe you have an existing piece of art, you can take the glass out and paint it and put the glass back in, or you have a canvas that you can paint over, or even go buy one at a thrift store that's some ugly piece of art that nobody else wanted, and you can take it for cheap, paint over it, and create some modern art of your own. That if you check out some of my other episodes, there's some examples of that. And also on the far right picture, you'll see that this piece actually goes almost floor to ceiling and it rests on the floor. So don't think of large scale art needing to be hung or necessarily fill just a portion of the wall. You can do a wow factor with this huge piece between these two chairs. It really makes a huge statement, makes the room look rich, because I guarantee you if you took that away and just hung a family photo or something there, which I'm nothing against families. I love families, but you know what I mean. It wouldn't have the same impact. And in the center photo, same idea, fill the entire space. Just because you have a mantle with some blank wall space above it doesn't mean you need to just center a lovely piece of art just like everybody else does. Grab the biggest piece you can find, pop it up there, and have a really big wow factor. The fifth hack that I have is actually for bedrooms. And I know a lot of time you'll see bedroom pictures in magazines or on TV, and you're like, why does my bedroom look so blah compared to these beautiful bedrooms I'm seeing? And it's because in these bedrooms, we are using everything as fluffy, cozy, and textured as possible to really build these beds up. Don't think of beds as a flat surface where you just throw a sheet and a comforter and your pillows. Build layers. Layers is huge in making it look luxe and expensive. And it doesn't have to be expensive. These could be pieces that you already own, but you pull them together. Maybe you have a summer comforter and a winter comforter. Well, in the summer, maybe you fold your winter comforter and lay it across the foot of the bed, as in the top left photo. You've got a lot of different textures, some different colors, and a lot of pillows. Anything to make it look very cozy, comfortable, somewhere where you'd want to curl up and take a nap. That is the way to make your bed look luxe. Also, as in the center photo shows, as well as the one we just looked at, adding a throw at the end of the bed, maybe in a fun accent color, and some faux fur pillows. Faux fur is a great way to really class it up, as long as you don't get the really cheap looking stuff. Maybe splurge and spend $20 on the pillow. And add the textures in, the color, make it look fluffy. Having that throw at the end of the bed really gives it kind of that elevated, decorated look. And in the bottom right picture, again, you can fold up. Maybe it's summer and 100 degrees out, so you don't want your quilt on the bed, but if you fold it up at the foot of the bed and maybe just have some, nice cotton breezy sheets on there in the summertime, then it's great. You're not going to be too hot, but you still get that really luxurious look. So that is my 2 cents on how to glam up your bedroom. And of course, don't forget, do the other things, add sparkle and big scale art and all the other things we were talking about. That translates to bedrooms too. I just wanted to show you bedding specifically. And my final and 6th tip and hack is black paint. And it is shocking what a can of black paint is going to do for your home. And I know I go to clients' homes all the time that have the typical oak banisters, and it's a very dated look, but they're still in great shape. So that's great. Keep them, paint it black, and look at these pictures on the right, and what a difference just that little bit of paint does to really dress up the space and make it look much more luxurious and expensive. The other thing are paint your interior doors. I say black, maybe some other rich luxe color that's not too loud and in your face. I'm talking like maybe a deep navy or deep plum that's almost into the black world. But it really, as you can see in the top left, you have your standard 6-panel door that's white. Everybody has them. It's boring. Okay, snooze. Paint it black, makes it look rich instantly. So, and a tip on that as well is you want to use satin paint finish for railings and for doors. So it's not too shiny, but it does have a little sheen, and it actually will be more cleanable and durable that way. So those are my 6 hacks for creating a more luxurious and expensive looking space on a budget. So hopefully that was some great info for you. And again, those are all really, really inexpensive ways to make your house just pop and go from meh to wow, like instantly. I guarantee it. You can make your budget as cheap as you want. And I think a lot of those things can be found within your own home. So I advise just taking a look around, seeing what you've got, and the sky's the limit. I know you can do it, and good luck. Have a great day.